They've done it again. Johanna Runt and Stephen Mitchell are the APTA national champions for the second year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA national champions, Florentina Harnisch and Anna Maria Zabori.
Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Huntington Country Club in Huntington, New York, bringing you the 2022 APTA Men's and Women's National Championships, sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors, Viking and Paddle Pro, and local sponsor, Joe Cantillion, Distributed Capital Partners, Signature Premier Properties, and Dario and Company. I'm Patty Hogan, along with Hall of Fame announcer, everything, Tim McAvoy, bringing you the women's semifinals between our number 1 seeded team of Anna Zabori and Flor Hannisch versus our number 7 team of Jessica Guillot and Jacqueline Williamson. Tim, here we go. This is going to be great. Why don't you identify all the players for everybody at home?
My pleasure, Patty. Great to be here with you. On the far side, you can see the tag team duo of Anna Zabori and Flor Hannisch, dressed identically. Flor Hannisch plays the forehand side, the forehand court.
The deuce court.
Which is the deuce court. And Anna Zabori plays the ad court, or the backhand side of the court. And they're playing against, now I guess they switch sides. Oh, they're practicing their serves on the side in which they will serve. Jacqueline Williamson is in the maroon top, serving on the far side, and her partner is Jessica Guillot, who has the kind of dark hat on the near side here.
Sure, she's in all black, Tim, and when they get lined up with their partner, it'll be easier for us to really tell you about the players.
Right.
Why don't we take a look at the draw and how these teams got here? And I believe it might appear, Tim, but this is the bottom half of the draw for those of you at home. And Guillot Williamson, Tim, why don't you tell them about their win right here in the quarters and back?
Yeah, earlier this morning we all came out expecting rain, and we got beautiful weather. And Guillot and Williamson knocked off Cooper and Molleveld, sorry. Knocked them off in straight sets. Had a really good game plan, stuck to the game plan, and I believe the scores were 6-3, 6-4 in that quarterfinal match. And then in the other quarterfinal match, Flor Hannisch and Anna Zabori knocked off Shea and Sutter, again in straight sets, 6-3, 6-3, Patty.
Sure, and on the other half of the draw, Tim?
Yeah, we have a really tight quarterfinal with Morgan and Sakura getting knocked off by Delmonico and Gebbia, 6-4 in the third set. And believe me, that third set was at 4-all, anyone's match, and Delmonica and Gebbia got the win. And they're playing against Annika and
Anika
and Nicolescu, who beat Elliott and Redezno in their quarterfinal match, 6-1, 6-4. So it was interesting that there were a number of national champions playing in the quarterfinals on multiple courts.
It's like the who's who of paddle here, Tim, at Nationals.
It really is.
It's
a great
so
vibe,
fun.
Patty. Great vibe.
And one more shout out again to Dwayne Hayden, Lisa Rudloff, Tim Mangan, the whole crew, Jay Healy. They've done a wonderful job here hosting the 2022 National Championships. We may hear from our umpire in a second, Tim.
They've done a really nice job, the APTA has, with the umpires.
I said, Tim, I thought we would hear from our umpire, but maybe not.
Might take a little while to get things in play, but the ladies are ready to go to the semifinals. Just a minute or two away from starting off. Looks like Zabori Hanish to serve, eh?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure that you can hear the umpires, but it's not going to be a problem because Tim and I don't screw up the scores 2 matches in a row because we've got Hall of Famer scorekeeper and player Robin Fulton in our booth. She's going to help us keep score for this match.
We'll keep everybody together.
Okay. Jessica Guillot is setting her watch, Tim, to count her steps and to serve first.
Ah, yes. Guillot to serve to start the match.
So that's a great look at what makes Zabori and Hanish. They're phenomenal. They won 6 straight tournaments, Tim, undefeated, 7 straight tournaments, including last year's national championships. And there's no one here who would bet $1 against them, Tim. And I'm not sure I'm gonna take that bet in this match. You know, you've not seen Zabori and Hanish play that much. I was telling Robin about the game and what these guys bring to the table, and they are in sync, down to every article of clothing they're wearing, Tim.
Exactly, and just in the first 3 points of the match, the offense they've brought to the table, forcing errors more than we saw in the last match that Guillot and Williamson played.
Sure, so Guillot Williamson, I think they played the match of their life in that they played the set of their life in the first set of that quarterfinals.
Agreed.
Okay.
And so that's one love for Zabori and Hanish.
So they played, I think they had that could have been the win of their life so far. They've never been in the semis of nationals. And Tim, you and I were talking before we went on air. I mean, what it takes to get this far is an incredible accomplishment. And sometimes when you have to take that step as a competitor. And Williamson and Guillot, back into the semis. First time for Williamson. Guillot's been here one other time with Kerry Delmonico. Went out in semis of Chicago. So, just getting through, that's an incredible accomplishment. And in the early going here, it is key. In some matches, you don't feel like it matters who gets off to a quick start because the match will level off at some point, but this has to be Guillot Williamson. Zabori Hanish, clearly, 7 tournaments in a row, haven't lost a match.
And you could not be more right. They have to establish themselves. Williamson and Guillot have to establish themselves early in this match, and right now, that's not yet the case.
Yeah, so, it's early on, and they're just they're getting their footing, just kind of feeling this match out. The first couple of games, you always will see that. But, there's a big stage. Huntington has a great setup here. Lots of spectators lining the courts, the backdrop. And, it's just going to be interesting how they handle it at the very beginning. And I think, anybody who's seen a lot of Hanish Zabori, I mean, they are so tough. They have every shot in the book. Tim, what they have is when they're at the net hitting overheads, they have a lot of variety, and you've seen cutter winners overheads from them. I've not seen, those overheads from Guillot Williamson, and I just think when you have more variety on the overheads, you have ways to win points and disrupt teams and pull players out of position. So I just don't know that their overheads are going to impact or make a dent in the defense of, Hanish and Zabori. They're just so comfortable out there.
Yes, the ability to finish a point with an overhead is an element that Williamson and Guillot don't bring to the table like Hanish and Zabori.
Yeah, and
Or
you know, you have different
45.
tools, Tim. You have to figure out, you know, what is it? You have a matchup, and what do you need to take? What is it going to take to pull out a match? You know, like I said, Gail Williamson played the match of their life. That was a great match for them. Best match I've seen them play as a team. And they're going to have to do that back to back, and that's really difficult to do.
Mentally, it's hard to step up 2 in a row like that. So now we're serving for 4-3. I'm sorry, game point. Back to deuce in the second game. And Jacqueline's now favoring the forehand return as opposed to the backhand.
So I think that's just setups. You know, she showed her Mary Doden look, Hall of Famer Mary
Right.
Doden look with that two-handed backhand in the first match
Yep.
that we saw today. And, you know, she's got a strategy and a tactic, and I love that she's committed to her forehand a little bit more. You know, I don't think they'll get that many balls up the middle from Hanish and Zabori.
Yes, they control the ball so well, Zabori and Hanish.
Right. They don't want to give Gio. They don't want to get her going out of that ad court either. They don't want to give her that ball in the middle. So
Right.
I see him doing that, going more to her backhand. We talked about the improvement in the Gio forehand.
Smart
Beautiful.
down the line, going behind the player at net. Difficult to execute, made it look easy.
Well, that's the thing, Tim. Zabori and Hanish make everything look really easy.
And for everyone watching, with the Zabori Hanish team, you might as well get a piece of paper and a pencil and count the unforced errors, because right now there have been none in this first set. We're only a game close to 2 in, but a lot of pressure. Back to deuce.
Yep.
Nice return from Jessica there, from Gaio.
So, you know, the big question, everybody's like, do Williamson and Gio have a chance? What do they have to do? I said they have to play the match of their life. I mean, you were spot on. They just can't make a lot of errors. And, you know, if they can, I always think in women's paddle, the key, you definitely have to mix up your shots. You've got to have that variety in your lobbing placement. And, you know, try to get Hanish and Zabori a little off balance. And they did a good job there with floor.
We had a fault on top of a missed overhead, 2 unforced errors to bring it 1-all in the first set. Jacqueline Williamson to serve.
So, Tim, this is the amazing thing. You know, if there was an odds maker in Vegas,
Yes.
putting the odds on this match, what would they be in favor of Hanish Zabori? I mean,
They would be, I'm afraid to say they'd be overwhelming, but there's a reason you play the match.
exactly.
And right now they're off just a little bit. 2 more unforced errors, 30 love. And right now they're telling themselves to settle down. They don't have to go for so much so quickly. Get back under control. 15 or 30-15. 2 faults, 30 all.
Tim, no matter how much the game changes, it still comes down to self-inflicted wounds.
It does.
And, you know, you just feel so much pressure from the team of Zabori and Hanish, you know. So you try to serve around them. You try to serve to avoid their weapons, and it's really difficult to do.
Yes, what we call unforced errors. They force their opponents to make mistakes because of the pressure they bring from the offense.
So, Tim, we had an overrule there. That lob, I caught the line. I believe the umpire overruled it.
In which case it would be add out.
Yes.
Okay.
So players make their own calls out here. The umpire will overrule if questioned.
Right, they have to be asked, and then when asked, their call stands. The umpire's call stands. Lobs out, so we're back to deuce.
So that was huge. After that overrule to,
Yes.
you know, and that's where you just don't see Hanish re-give. She doesn't
give him back
She doesn't
often.
give him back often. No, you're right.
Yeah.
In fact, she's downright stingy, Tim.
The champions tend to be stingy. Oh, back behind, beautiful.
Wow, unbelievable
beautiful
shot
ball
from
by
Guillaume, Tim.
Smart
You know,
to bring it back behind.
Tim, a
Or-
year ago, we were at Nationals in New Jersey. Fleur was pregnant,
Yes.
about 6.5 months. They had an amazing win over Nicolescu and Cruz there in 3 sets. Amazing, amazing paddle match. One of the, probably the best women's paddle match I've ever seen, I'd have to say.
Given tough weather, too.
Yup, and then Sophia's out here. Team Bostrom is representing out here, and Fleur is doing a great job. She's over at Montclair Golf Club. Zabori is at a country club of New Canaan. Jessica Guillot, Pittsburgh Field Club. 3 of the 4 women, teaching professionals.
Another nice lob deep and in. There's those cuts going away.
So I think the key, whoever's in that ad court, you're going to have to lob Fleur up the line
That is the secret.
or way cross court with Zabori. I think when Zabori gets the ball,
Guy Williamson,
when
take
Zabori,
that unforced error to go up 2-1 in the first.
Yep, so what I was talking about on the lobbing for, I think
Yes.
lobbing is going to be key out here. And I think Zabori moves beautifully to her right. And she hits that slash. She lets that ball drop. And you see her leg involvement. She gets down. She just waits. She hits the cutters. So I think it's going to be key. Usually it's going to be Guillot coming out of that ad court, really lobbing cross court or up the line. I think in the middle, I don't think that's the lob that's going to impact Zabori and Hanish.
You hit the nail on the head, and it's a crafty move. In order to open up the down the line lob, you got to lob cross court deep to keep that opponent over there. Then it opens up the down the line lob. Otherwise, Zabori will stay over and just take every overhead.
Tim, we need a hand cam because everybody just missed that wonderful display you just put on for me in the announcing booth. I love the hands play.
Hanish to serve, down 1-2. Ooh, wide volley. It's an
Tim,
interesting
Vegas is
start.
abuzz right now.
This is an interesting start to this match. $15-all.
You know, I just think those are going to be the moments where you have a little bit, you can't give it back. And that's where this morning Tim Williamson and Guillot did a wonderful job of really capitalizing when they got, you know,
Yes.
they capitalized, and they just can't be generous here.
If there's a crack in the door, you've got to make sure you get through it. If you're Williamson Guillot, because you won't get a lot of opportunities. So add in. Now, 2 out return of serves, 2-all first set. Oh, I'm wrong.
So back to deuce. Big time serve from Hanish there.
Good call, Patty.
You know, and she's a national champ. She has really improved her service motion. She goes after it, Tim. And she's so tough.
Could be 40-30. 40-30, yeah.
Whatever it is, we're confident. It's 2-1. And see, Tim,
Yeah. So now we're back to 2-all.
so Tim, right
Hanish
there, you
holds
just
serve.
saw what Hanish and Zabori can do as a team. They just have incredible array of shot selection when they are the net team. And they just know how to open up the court for themselves. And they have nerves of steel. They'll try any shot, really, in any situation. And for them, the shots are high percentage shots. They might not be for club level players, but that's how good they are. They know how to control all the spins. They have a ton of variety.
And it's because they've been doing it match after match. The confidence level is very, very high.
Winning helps your confidence level.
Success does beget success. Stays back on the serve. Tough rolling overhead.
Yeah, and you saw Zabori moving her grip way over on her paddle to make her paddle face flat. You know, came
Went
around
deep into the court.
Yep.
Yep. Good move by Zabori. A lot of pressure.
So that spot right there, Tim, I think is going to be one of the keys to the match, because Zabori, when she gets her return to serve going, it's quite remarkable how she can break down her opponents. And Jessica Guillot and Jacqueline Williamson, I think they're going to have to stay on their backhands a little bit on the return of serves. I think that's going to be, gets a little.
Now with